So we will talk about different, I call them also super habit games, but also I will show you the super sleeper and also my other healthy habit games. The GL stands for Gameful Life. It's an avatar that I use for one of my publications on Medium, and I share. And my dream is to create like a library of knowledge in this area, because I'm surprised that there is not so much on that, and bringing self-help and gamification, and actually defining those methods clearly and maybe in simple approach. And I hope I can give you some tools in here. So today I will use my favorite gadgets, and this is a timer. So this is my timer for 25 minutes, and this is your timer for 10 seconds. Here, the camera. For the questions, I have several questions for you. They are very simple, either yes or no question, or just some number. So I will start mine. So I'm starting right ahead, and we will go to the next slide. If I will know how to how to change that. Here. Okay. No. Oh yes. Okay. So, so what are habits? And there are different definitions, and that can be found in literature. But my favorite, or let's say, I understand them the following way: they are specific. They are either specific activities that we want or don't want to maintain, like sleeping enough, exercising, smoking, drinking alcohol, caffeine-containing beverages, and so on. So it's something that we want to maintain or want to give up. And then the ways we go about those activities. And these both types are brilliant in turning into fun games. Games are also about doing something concretely, but also about approaching something in gameful ways. So the tool that I will present you with, it's a 3-in-1 tool. It's very simple, and you have all those skill sets already. You just maybe haven't thought of bringing them together. And it has a specific feature which games also have, and also life. It is that games are fractal. And fractals are never-ending and infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. So on a small scale and a very large scale. And one of the most famous examples is a leaf of a tree. And if you look at the branches on the leaf, it looks like a tree itself. So, and the games, if you think of it, you have a big epic game and you have levels in it. Each level is a game in itself. But also when you go onto the lowest scale, like gameplay loop, the smallest loop that you need to perform to have one move, it's a game already. It has all components about which I will talk a bit later. So the tool itself that I will present to you, it's also a gameplay loop. And of 3 steps, but it's also a huge epic game. And actually each 3 levels of these 3 levels in the game are a role-playing game. And I also call them real-life role-playing games. And recently I actually found this abbreviation RPG, but it's actually used to role-playing games which are set in a setting imitating reality. The difference to today's games that I will present to you, they are role-playing games that you can use in a real-life setting. So, yes, let's continue. Yes, I also found it's interesting, Alireza, that games are fractals and this specifics is very interesting. So here is the tool. It's very simple, and I call it self-gamification. I also see it as a Swiss Army knife. You have a tool that you take on a hike, and it has a knife, a screwdriver, and so on. So several tools that you could use, and this is what you have all the time, and it creates a brilliant synergy. So it's anthropology, it's about awareness, it's about Kaizen and breaking everything into small bits. And it's not only steps, but everything. And also gamification or anything playful and gameful. So self-gamification is a non-judgmental, incremental and iterative and gameful approach to life. So in order to investigate it together, I have a couple of questions. And here's the first question. So is there something you want to improve in yourself or your lifestyles? There are no wrong questions, so please answer. For example, a habit. Do you want to improve something? So please answer with yes, no, or I don't know. And you have 10 seconds. No answers yet. So do you want to improve something? Maybe 10 seconds is too little. I see one yes. Let's wait a little bit more. Yes, okay. Yes, and here's the next question. So, yeah, okay. Thank you for the answer. So all yeses so far, so there is no. So here's the next question. Have you ever shied away from or felt uncomfortable toward change? So you kind of resisted it a little bit when a change came. Either it came, yeah, I will allow more seconds. I will put them in a second. So 20 seconds we will put in a second. But have you felt uncomfortable about the change? And here come the 20 seconds. So I see already one yes for the second question. Yes again, yes. I thought there would be maybe one, I don't know, or yes, or no, but I was wrong in this expectation. So all yeses again. And this is quite interesting. So you answered both questions as a yes, and it's interesting and it's very characteristic to us. And thank you for all the yeses. Yes. So we want to change something in ourselves because we might think that something is not quite right, but at the same time, we scare away from the change. And nothing is wrong with that. But these aha moments, when you see something especially conflicting in yourself, they actually, thank you. I see, sorry for continuing. I hope it's okay, but I see more and more yeses. Yes. So these aha moments are your first tool, and it is awareness, and it's the ultimate tool of a good anthropologist. So the scientists are really using this tool, and I used in this presentation some symbols like magnifying glass to look closer. And this is the best definition of awareness I found so far, and it's by award-winning authors Ariel and Shaya Kane. And they say that awareness is a non-judgmental, non-preferential seeing. It is an objective, non-critical witnessing of the nature or what we call as the isness of any particular circumstance or situation. It can be described as an ongoing process in which you are bringing yourself back to the moment rather than complaining silently about how you would prefer this moment to be. And this is our internal conversations, like, yeah, it's good or bad, and this labeling we are really used to. So here's your first role-playing game. And it is of being anthropologists, your own anthropologist. And this is again by Ariel and Shaya Kane. And their approach to living in the moment, living now, is anthropological approach. And they suggest the following. They say, practice your anthropological approach. Pretend you're a scientist observing a culture of one, yourself. The trick is not to judge what you see, but to neutrally observe how you function, including your thought processes. Awareness and kindness are key. So this is the first role-playing game. Let's go to the next one. And I have the first question for you here. To which of the following tasks you would feel the least resistant and be willing to do immediately? And this is, for example, about writing. We all have to write something, a report, I don't know, a task. Maybe we have some books to write. If you maybe wrote an article or a book, and we heard together that today that there were some books to come on gamification soon. So if you were to write a book or a thesis or report and so on, what would be that you would resist least and start right now. So I see it starts with 5 for Alireza. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I didn't start the timer. I will start 20 seconds. So we'll wait for more answers. So which is the first one, which will the least problematic? Three. Okay, write an article. Interesting. Great. There are no wrong answers here. So whatever would you resist less? Okay. Great. I have next question. Do we have more answers? Maybe it's confusing. I don't know. Okay, maybe 3, 2, 1. Okay, 5. Not a fan of writing. Okay, okay. If you're okay, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1. Great. So here's another one. It's now about exercising, and this is something most of us want to do. It's the same question, but just about like what formulation would make you less resistant to do something. Stay healthy, lose or gain weight. For example, if you would have. Yes, I agree, Renee. Honestly, it depends a bit on the topic, right? But I just took some examples just to demonstrate that what we least maybe resist. So here's an example about lose or gain, for example, stay healthy, lose or gain weight, exercise every day, do one push-up, something really concrete, like 3 minutes yoga, Pilates, 15 jumping jacks before lunch, before, after breakfast, lunch. So would a very concrete and small exercise help you more to go and do it right away, or would something on your to-do list like exercise every day help you? So which number would work for you? This is the second question. So 4, 3, 2, or 1. Okay, 2 is the first one. Okay. For Alireza, okay. I also asked my son, and he said 3 would help him to start exercising. So maybe the too complex or too precise could be also problematic. Okay, more answers? Okay, I see 3, 4. Okay, great. Thank you for your answers. And so here is. Yeah, 4 I see again. So it's more precise, more smaller is actually the case. 2 and 4. Okay. Sometimes if we say that, to the goal, if we see clearly the goal, it could be also very helpful. Thank you, Angela. So here's your second tool and your second role-playing game. It's to be a Kaizen master. And here I took, I was thinking how to put the smallest bit to digest something. So here's the teaspoon with a little bit of cream. But it doesn't work without your magnifying glass. Because if you see here, this was a huge epiphany for me, and it was really inspiring. And it is by UCLA, a professor in UCLA, Robert Maurer, and he said something brilliant. He says, even the small signs that you are resisting the small step, it is an indication that the step is too big. That was really a game changer for me. Okay, so and this diagram, when I first visualized it, was like, wow, okay, this is what's happening. So when I looked at, I knew where I want to go. So there was a goal or a dream. And then there were some to-do lists items, but I realized that they were so huge, like write a book. It was just too much, and I was resisting them. So, and sometimes they were like jumping between the rooftops without preparation. But no stunt master would do that. So they will concentrate on the doable step right now. And here is what Kaizen is about when you apply it on personal level. So Kaizen means it's a Japanese term, and it's called continuous improvement. So you improve not in big steps, in huge, jumps, but you do it you do something what is doable right now, and then increase a little bit. And first you do it for a while, and then you make it a little bit more, harder, but it's that it's still within your endurance, as the game players often say. So here that are the 6 dimensions, what you break down into the smallest bits. So these are questions. So if the question is too overwhelming, then you need to break it down. Which part of it you can make small one. And don't ask yourself this question. Don't try to answer immediately, but let your subconscious play with it, because our minds are also very playful and gameful. Then thoughts, again, if you thinking small thoughts, as the same about actions. What can you do right now? And I use time. I set it often to 5 minutes to do to work on a project. Then I allow myself to do something else or continue with that game. So it works wonders. Then problems, solving problems in small bits. Rewards, giving ourselves small rewards, like really not untangible, like writing down your progress in different ways. It's brilliant. Then moments, breaking down and enjoying every moment, celebrating every moment. So these 6 dimensions are about being a Kaizen master. So these are the rules for you and how to play this role-playing game. And here comes the third role-playing game, and this is so-called self-motivational game designer role-playing game. So here the gamification comes. But it will not work without awareness and will not work without approaching in small bits and concentrating on every small bit that you work with, either challenge, project, habit, whatever. So in this case is something which this is my favorite definition of games. It is by Jane McGonigal from her best-selling book, Reality is Broken. And she says, what defines a game is the goal, the rules, the feedback system, and voluntary participation. She says that everything else is an effort to reinforce and enhance these 4 core components. When I read that, I was like, wow, oh my goodness, everything is a game. Absolutely everything. I'm an entrepreneur. Every contract contains all these 4 components. Yeah, yeah, that's Renee. Yes, absolutely. It's and I quoted. It's the most often quoted thing that I use in my articles, because I quoted this very, very often. And another thing that I recently realized is that every game is also an RPG, a role-playing game. So every real life game, it's already a role-playing game. We cannot, because we are in certain roles. For example, we are parents to our children, we are employees, we are children to our parents, and so on. And every behavior of that has its goal, rules, feedback system, and voluntary participation. We either participate in that game or we go away. Even the activities that we don't want to, to continue to maintain, they are games too. They are maybe not genuine games, as I like saying that genuine games are kind games. For example, a temper tantrum, whoever has it plays a game, which has a goal to attract attention, which has rules that you have to keep being upset and you are not stopping being upset. For example, feedback system, as soon as you attracted attention, or even better, if the person, not better, in quotation mark, the other person gets also upset. So you get, you got what you wanted. So, and even if you think you don't want to be upset, it might be that your subconscious drives you into it because you need this attention. So there is some part to voluntary participation that you might not be aware of. So it's very interesting when you start looking at life as a game. So what happens is then you actually adjust. You can adjust your design, which is already a game, whatever it is in your life, in such a way that it becomes you start feeling like it is a game, and actually fun game. So your voluntary participation depends on you, especially when you turn your life into fun games. So when you bring the balance between the other 3 components, goals, rules, feedback system, then and there is the balance between them 3, then you can maintain your voluntary participation in whatever you turn into fun games. So if the goals are boring, then you think of what is my mission there. If you don't give up something, if you don't give up doing something, then you want to maintain it. So you think, okay, how can I reformulate it? Or rules. If it's somebody said that they didn't like writing, so but if you need to write a report, take your laptop under the under the desk, sit under the desk, and then you start chuckling and think, oh, what that? But add silly rules. And also feedback system, they can be anything from like the game is over when to when to with points and even something epic. So here's a great quote for game designers. So it is Justin Gary, who is famous for being a Magic the Gathering champion, and also he wrote a brilliant book, and he's a famous game designer. So his book is Think Like a Game Designer, and he says something brilliant already at the beginning. Bring awareness to the emotions that arise during play. Do you see awareness again? So, and to every step of the way, actually. And when you turn your life into fun games, you need to bring awareness to your emotions. There is no other way. And reminds me of MDA framework. I don't know about MDA, but I need to check out. So, Alireza, maybe you can. I will ask you later if I don't find information on that. So. I think when you are designing your self-motivational games, the fun is your compass, and it's something which comes from my electrotechnical background. I like saying fun detecting antenna. I really like this term. It's like you always keep your awareness of what is fun for you on. And I learned that people who have fun, they're actually also successful in what they do. So I don't know if you could see that. I'm sorry, but I will share maybe an article about about Super Slipper game. But I hope you can see a little bit. This is a page from February, from about 1 month ago. And this is my different games, and I like using the calendars for that. I don't use an app. There are different reasons. One of them is that I really like adjusting my designs, and also urge everyone who turn their lives into fun games, adjust, because you are changing with time, and you need to be aware of what's happening in your thoughts, in your interests, and so on. So the top part is my Super Slipper game. And so somewhere in the middle of 2020, I started counting or recording the points and trying to sleep 7 hours a day. It is the minimum which is recommended. And then I found out by the end of 2020 that I was minus 40 hours of sleep and sleep deprivation. So I was really shocked, and I started kind of adding rules that I would get points only if I sleep over 7 hours and so on. And there were jokers, so I lost my streak, so I started giving myself certain jokers for adjacent days. Then titles appeared, then rubies, so gemstones appeared, and so on. Then I brought this approach, or similar, it's not the same, to my daily games. Like I do push-ups, like knee push-ups. I have problems with my joints, so I try different things, some exercising or walking outside. So and I have just simple counters here. And if I manage over 7 hours, 7,000 steps a day, then I get Seraphinite. It's another gemstone. And for language learning, some other, it's Lapis Lazuli, I think I got here. So I search for gemstones, what I like, how they look like. So I record them. And then I have creativity games and also reading games. I love reading. And Nora Roberts is my favorite writer. So she's here as well. And I get points. And every 100 points gave me a treasure box, then meaning that adding for the day or for the night, depending where I reach this 100 points, then I get a treasure box. So there are a lot of kinds of elements and all different kinds of games, like writing on Medium as well. I recorded here, and I have titles there as well. Or I have, for example, instead of game, it's awareness game. So I look for an upset, and if something like disturbs me, I think of, okay, how I can replace it. What can I do now that I'm again back in the balance? So, and as soon as I notice it, instead of so I write playing so that I play it, and now I do it in over 100 days, and it's really great. It's a real great awareness tool. Then gratitude game, I record 5 things that I like or that I'm grateful for every morning. Actually, I try to do that, and it gives me a boost of positive energy. And there are many other games that I don't record. It could be, for example, I have a project booster where I have the tally, where I can want to boost the energy in a project and so on. And then as soon as it goes, I throw the tally away. So yes, so these are different games, and they are coming more and disappearing, and I again rediscover them. So I tried to support myself with this gameful approach. And as I mentioned, they're changing. So I give myself, for example, my timer is out, but I have only 1-2 slides, so I will be done in a second. And for example, I record donuts, give myself donuts for something done in a day or for the whole day. And I had different kinds of things, like my children started coloring for me my badges and different. So it changed over the years, and I will continue posting them on my website, on the gallery. So yes, and I have the final question for you. And did you want to, but you don't need to answer actually if you don't want to, but again, we come back to awareness. If you see that this word wasn't different, but different authors, it comes again and again. And also the small steps, they come to that, because awareness is right now what you have right now. So my question to you is, have you wondered how you would maybe design something, or like a habit or whatever? Did you maybe had a thought, I would do it differently, or it's interesting, I would do it a similar way, and so on? So a question, was it yes, no, maybe? Okay, I see yes from Karim. So I will not use the timer. I'm throwing it around. So just wait for some answers. I did? Okay, absolutely. I'm always looking for ways to keep myself motivated all day. Thanks, Adam. Yes, lost 10 gems for running out of time. Okay. Yes, Angela, thanks. So absolutely. So so we have, yes. So mostly I see definitely yes. So I have the news for you. Congratulations. You are already your self-motivational game designer, and you are a player. So the thing is that if you design, you already play. So, and please remember that you are both player and designer, and whatever game you play, just bring awareness, bring your all 3 tools with you, and don't forget to update them regularly. So, and thank you very much for your interest. And if you want to learn more, then either look in the resources that I create and can't stop creating, but also I would like to do some research in this area and maybe join some research groups. And I see that self-help research is really something interesting, but adding gamification, Kaizen into this, it would be really interesting. So yes, so I would be glad to answer questions, but also if you want to contact me on LinkedIn and get some collaboration going, it would be great. Thanks.
Thanks, Victoria. I think that was... Did you stop to breathe? That's what I was wondering. You managed to fit a lot in that time.
When I'm excited, I just can't stop. It's the flow of the game. So
yeah, you made it a great game master as well as speaker on this one, and I can tell from the chat that everyone really appreciated it, and it was a great interactive talk. That's great. I think we got time for like just one question, so I'm going to give people a few seconds to think of one, but to pull out some of the stuff that appeared in the chat, I quite like this one. Let me just
yeah, shall I stop sharing? Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I'm on it. I like this. So people just joining in, and well, there we go. Look.
Yes.
Well done on the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Now, normally I say I suspect the speakers will hang around in the chat, but in Victoria's case, she's been so engaged for the last day and a half. I think I can confidently say I know she will hang
Yes, I
around in
will.
the chat.
It's
And join
brilliant
in.
event. Thank you,
So
Peter.
if you've got any extra questions, stick them in the chat. Victoria will definitely do what she can to answer them, and she'll probably be looking at the MDA framework.
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
Which is mechanics, dynamics, aesthetics, and I prefer the latest version, MDE, mechanics, dynamics, and emotions. But that's
Thank you so
another
much.
discussion.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Round of applause for Victoria, please, everyone. That was great.
Thank you so much.